Hey YouTube, this is Checkmate, and welcome to episode 13 of our Let's Play Kerbal Space Program series. And in this episode, we are going to build a relay network around the moon. So I have already built this relay network, and I did a recording of it, and the rough recording was an hour and 46 minutes long. And after a good bit of editing, I managed to get it down to around an hour and 15 minutes or so. But it's pretty long, and it's a lot of just me adjusting my trajectories, my orbits around the moon. And honestly, it's a pretty boring video. Now, if you want to see it, I will put a link in the description below, and I'll put it up with this video. And you can watch how I got everything put into place like it is. But I thought I would just make this video as our official episode 13. It's going to be a pretty short video, but I just want to show you the network and talk a little bit about what I did and how I got it there. So if we go to the moon, you see this I'm sorry, I was trying to see if I could turn off this red. This is a contract, you can ignore that. And this is another satellite that I had up there, but it didn't have enough fuel to change its orbit. So this is not part of the network officially. But this triangle you see here in the middle, these three satellites are our network. Now if we go to one of these, I'll just show you what the satellite is. It's basically, I've got some solar panels, and I've got two of these HG5 high gain antennas, and these are relay antennas. Okay, the communitrons, these are just direct communication. So it can communicate with a relay, but it can't receive it and send it down the line to another one. You have to have a relay antenna for that. So all three satellites are identical. They have the same setup, and they're these relay type antennas. Now if we look at the orbital specifics here, all three satellites have the exact same orbital period of 3 hours. So that way they will always be the same distance apart. They're all three traveling exactly the same speed, so their relative position to each other can't really change. And if we look, so this one here, well, let's do this. This is relay 3, so I renamed them. I have moon relay 1, 2, and 3. And if we look at if I set this as a target, we'll notice the phase angle is 120 degrees. This one's actually 120.1. If I look at this one, it's 120.1. It's pretty close to 120. You don't have to be exactly 120 degrees for it to work. You can be a couple of degrees off, but they're more or less equally distant, 120 degrees out of phase with each other. And this altitude, so we're set at 377,000 meters, or 377 kilometers. At this altitude, the moon does not interfere. We're high enough so that the moon can't block the signal. That's why we went with this high altitude. Now the way I did this, basically, was I took the two that was here and I got them into a matching orbit of this period. And then to get the distance, what you have to do is change your apoapsis. You either, if you want to speed up, then you would bring it in so it's running on an inside track. So it would be moving faster than the other satellite. If I needed to slow it down, I would expand my apoapsis out further so that it's going slower than the other one. And eventually the other one would catch up to it. And when I got to my 120 degrees, I would get it back into this 3-hour period, and they would stay 120 degrees apart. Then I launched a third one, and I matched my periapsis. My third one, I came in and I matched my periapsis to the existing orbit, and then I did the same thing. When I did my orbit capture, I left my apoapsis a little bit either out or in based on what I needed to do. If I needed to speed up, then I would bring it in. If I needed to slow down, I would leave my apoapsis outside of the orbit. And I would just time warp, and they would just orbit until it caught up to where it needed to be, and then I changed my period back to 3 hours, and that's pretty much what you have to do. So this is really the hard way to do a relay network. In the next episode, we're going to do a network around Minmus, and for that one, we're going to launch 3 satellites together, get into a specific orbit, and drop the satellites off where we want them one by one. So we'll go over that in the next video. Now, I want to take a minute to mention this setup is not my design. I did not come up with this on my own. There's a YouTube content creator, Mike Aben. I will leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. If you want to see a tutorial on how to do this, you can watch the video that I made, but you would probably get more out of Mike's video. He is great at explaining how to explaining how the mechanics work, orbital mechanics work. He's got a lot of tutorial videos, and I've watched a lot of them just to learn about this game. So I would definitely recommend going over and checking out his channel. He's got a lot of other subjects too if you are learning. You know, my videos are not really meant for tutorials. This is just my playthrough, and I learned pretty much everything that I know how to do from watching Mike's content. So again, I'll leave a link to his channel below. But I want to make sure that I gave credit to Mike for this design, and also the Minmus design we're going to do in the next episode. That is also his system. I'm just going to try to recreate what he's doing. So anyway, I wanted to show you this. It's one of the points that we had to do for our spreadsheet. So I've taken the date down, and I'll update the spreadsheet for that. And then next episode we'll try to do Minmus, and maybe that one will be a little more interesting, because now that I've done this, I kind of have a better understanding of. I could probably, if I had to do this one again, I could probably do it a lot quicker and more efficiently. I learned a lot by doing this. So, but anyway, I wanted to go over this with you, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.